Hi, welcome to Crunch Brunch with Data. Um, this is a platform where we actually talk about the the whole world of data. I mean, simplifying the concept of data, the trend about data technology, what is happening in the world of data, and then sharing best practices about data and experiences that people can actually gain from. I mean, bringing in um, top top professionals in the space of IT um, to come and share their experience and all of that. So I have with me here um, Mr. Chigozie Anyasor. He's the former senior manager, associate director of engineering at Sterling Bank. He's currently the CEO of Uridium Works Limited, a subsidiary of Uridium Group, and also serve as the executive director of Uridium Group. So please let's welcome our guest. All
Thank you.
right, welcome, sir.
Thank
Good
you.
to have you, sir.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I'm happy to be here.
So,
Mm.
all right, welcome. So, without much ado, we just going straight into the conversation for today.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I want us to actually look at this exciting topic. You know, of course, it's something that people have been really be talking about based on what is happening in the space of artificial intelligence and all of that. So um, I wanted to share your perspective on how AI has evolved, over the years and its current role in reshaping productivity in the workplace. Because I know AI is actually playing a key role in ensuring that there is increase in productivity in workplaces
Mm.
right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would love you to share on that, sir.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. So, AI, that's artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
As you probably know it to be, that's really evolved. That's evolved from the early 90s, 1970s, yeah,
Mm,
where what we had then was what we call the smart systems.
okay.
Um, expert system in the sense that they are driven by rules, that is
Okay.
rule-based system. So, for
Yeah.
example, back then there used to be applications whereby you can go, a medical application, you can go just tick symptoms.
Okay.
Oh, I'm having a headache,
Mm,
I'm feeling this way. At the end, it's going to give you a suggestion to say, oh, you need to take this kind of test,
yeah.
then go see a doctor, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So expert systems were existing those days, right? But of course, wasn't sufficient for mankind because humans, we needed something that is
Yeah.
more robust,
Sophisticated.
more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And again, it has evolved because back then we had limited computing power,
Mm,
right? There are no fast systems that can process data at the speed of light,
okay.
right? And then give you results instantly for decision making.
Mm,
So it has evolved from that 1970s into the 1980s, where we now make use of machine learning.
wow.
You know,
Interesting.
so I know maybe it was 2 years ago that the buzzword became so popular in Nigeria, but
Mm,
that it wasn't so. It has always been, right?
yeah.
There's always, if you been following the trend, has always been, even as reflected in some movies like James Bond movies. You see all this kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So now, in the from 1980s upwards till now, so it has evolved into the use of machine learning models or algorithms,
Mm.
which uses what we all know as statistical model,
Oh, nice.
for decision making. So yes, the kind of systems you now see today compared to what you have then,
Then,
they are two different things. One
yeah.
of my lecturers who says in university used to say something. He said, with the way technology has evolved, right?
Mm.
A time comes whereby the previous one will not be like, how are people celebrating this? Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for each one of them, right, that comes our way, they're all milestones,
Yeah.
right, projected into the future. So
Future.
here we are now in the age of AI, and we
Wow.
can't escape it. So we all just have to embrace it. So that's how it has evolved.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, because that's the buzzword right now. A lot of people are talking about AI, and there are a lot of questions around it, and I believe you'll be able to share more lights on
Sure.
some of these things. So,
Yeah.
for example, if most companies now they are beginning to adopt this artificial intelligence into their workplace. I
Yeah.
mean, how is AI helping employees, right, and team to work smarter, and not harder? Can you share some real world experience or
Yeah.
examples?
Yes. Yes. See, before I even answer the question, let me go back to
Okay.
the the place where you mentioned that you know everyone's talking about AI.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you look at it these days, if you don't embed AI in your business sales, it's the same as if you won't even sell. Nobody will talk
Mm.
to you. So even this shirt you're wearing, just if you just attach AI somewhere, it will sell. Do you understand? But if you
Yeah, yeah.
now bring it home to the question around um, how is it helping to shape organizations,
Yes, yes.
you find that the truth is this: in any business you do today, AI has a way of helping you improve in one way or the other. So there was an article I wrote or one of my
Okay.
posts on LinkedIn then. I think
Oh,
you liked it then too, around how AI can help you work smarter,
mm.
right? So let me paint a case. What I posted was that so you work in an organization, a fast-paced organization,
Yeah.
and your manager uh, was supposed to go in for a meeting, but apparently he was called maybe by the board for something very important, something very
Very
urgent,
urgent. Yeah.
and he reached out to you and said, "Hey, Jago, this is what this was the minute of the last meeting. This
Mm.
is something you don't have no knowledge
No
about.
idea.
But they sent you via mail. That's soft
Mail.
copy, So I said that what you can do is sort of like acting lost, like, oh, they're just sending this to me,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Because of course managers like working people that are smart,
Yeah.
right?
True.
I mean, you will know that AI was not what's it called? AI did not create itself. It is we
Yes.
humans that created them for a purpose.
Exactly.
So we say
Exactly.
artificial intelligence is artificial because it's not the human being doing
Mm.
it, but we built that knowledge, that's
That
smart,
system.
that knowledge in them, so they're not
Yeah.
acting like us.
Like human.
So now I said that the smartest thing to do is to copy that content, that's minutes of the meeting, no matter how long
How
it
long
is.
it is.
Take it to ChatGPT, for example,
Mm.
and just say, okay, fine. Hi, ChatGPT. I mean, give the prompt. You say, of course, some people say that Nigerians are full of respect. Some people say, good morning, ChatGPT, or good afternoon, ChatGPT, just to show that our normal cordial
Yeah, yeah,
respect.
yeah.
So just go to ChatGPT and just say, hi, help me summarize this in 5 bullet points or 3 bullet points,
Mm.
the outcome of this text. And before you know it, ChatGPT just summarize them for you. And when you look at it, you already have an idea. So
Wow.
when you go into the meeting, you talk constructively, you talk from the point of
You already even
knowledge.
had an idea of
Yeah,
what you want to
exactly,
say.
exactly. So you're well equipped for
Mm.
that engagement. And when you then get there, you present your manager very well. And when you're back, you're like, so how did you go? You just say, you tell him how you went. And
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh, no, like, yeah, this is good. I'll keep working with this guy. And
Yeah.
that's what makes people work smarter. You don't have
Mm.
to work hard. Like, oh, you sit down, the meeting is 5 minutes, you're busy reading through,
Mm.
struggling, like,
And trying to prepare PowerPoint slide and all of that.
AI will help you with all that, just
Mm.
to help position you for that task. Do you understand?
Wow.
Just to mention a few.
Wow.
Let me know if you have any other.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That
that's
want to
that's a
clarify.
that's a really good example because I mean these days, especially when you're working in a fast-paced environment, I mean you have to be up.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean there are some misconceptions, common misconceptions about AI replacing humans. I mean, I've heard people said AI will replace, people's job, collect people's job. People will become redundant and all of that. So, what's your perspective about that?
You know, this the truth is this.
Mm,
AI has come to stay.
okay.
The fear will always going to be there. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
So let's even retract a bit. In those days, I think if you had bicycle, it seems like I mean you
You are the talk of the town.
exactly. I mean those days, so not now. Then here comes cars.
Mm,
You know, then a car without a driver.
yeah.
I get my
Yeah.
point now.
Yes.
So they keep getting better and they keep getting better, whether we like it or not.
Mm.
So yes, is there fear? Yes, there's will be fear. To be frank,
Yeah.
I mean, I witnessed just I witnessed fear around transformation. Like you want to do
Mm.
digital transformation from manual process to automated process.
Yes.
You know my
Yes.
point.
Yes.
There will be a lot of pushback.
Mm.
People will
Mm.
push back
Yeah,
because
they will fight against
I've
it.
been doing this job for over 20 years.
Exactly.
And all these small boys just graduated from university, and all of a sudden you want to
Take up my job.
take on my job because you came in the era of AI.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Would that be pushback? Yes, there will be pushback, right? Which is the resistance to whatever that AI is going to do.
Mm.
Do you understand my
Yes,
point?
sir.
So yes, but should someone be scared about it? To me, the response is going to be no.
Mm.
You know, because the truth is this: if you are working in an organization for the past 20 years
Mm.
and you're using the same skill, the same tool, the
Skill.
same
Mm.
methodology for over that number of years, then you too should be worried about yourself.
True, sir.
Do you
True.
get my point?
Yeah.
Because if you don't embrace AI to work smarter and better, when people talk about AI, then you start getting scared and start fighting everyone. And the truth is this: you can't win the battle.
Mm. You can't win the
It's
battle,
either you are aligned
or you
or they will,
disalign.
or, or they kick you out. There's no two ways about
Oh
it.
my God.
Do you
Yeah.
get my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as today we have all these loan applications,
Yeah.
everywhere. In those days when you apply for loan, I mean, usually paperwork.
Mm.
Apply for loan, then they submit it. Somebody will. So it takes
Go
like
and prove
uh,
days or
maybe two
months.
weeks or a month to
Mm.
approve just one customer's request,
Wow.
right? And of course, smart organizations like banks now, for example, they look at it and say, okay, fine. If this loan process is supposed to help us generate income,
Mm.
how do I leverage AI to solve that?
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
Then, of course, the MD of the organization can't do it all,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So you call the team, put the teams together,
Together.
and somebody amongst them who has the requisite knowledge on the manual process, who's supposed to help
Mm.
for the automation process to be seamless. The
Seamless.
person is
Yeah.
now pushing back. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
once you're strategic about your adoption of AI, it eases that fear. So, for example, if there's going to be a reward system for the person in charge occupying that current manual process for work,
Yeah.
right, where the person knows, okay, fine, if I help in the process of this automation, right, the company is going to retrain me
Yeah.
and put me back
Mm.
into the job, doing it
Exactly.
better,
Yeah. Exactly.
right? That fear will no longer going to be there.
Mm.
So it's not a misconception, right? It's a problem with the individual
Mm.
because the individual is not ready to let
To
go of that
learn.
old way of doing work.
Exactly.
See, when we're growing up now, our parents, they were not talking about AI. They
Exactly.
were not talking about AI. So in their own time, it's the normal way that they do the work, and that's how. Then I will ask my father, every day you are going to work, your work don't used to finish. You will just be laughing at you. No, that's it because at home we've done our own work at home,
Exactly.
and by the time you are back, everything's already set.
Mm.
We all know our call, what our chores, what we need to do, and all that.
Exactly.
Well, you see, if you bring that back to what we're talking about, you realize that if somebody keeps pushing back and the company ends up spending money to get a third party expert to come and guide the process of this automation via AI,
Mm.
by the time everything is done up and running, what do you think the organization will do to the person?
They will push him aside.
Exactly. They ask the person to ask the person to step aside.
Mm.
Let the younger ones run the team with
Exactly.
the so-called AI you're afraid of. So back to the loan conversation. So in those days, when you apply, you wait for 1 month for your loan to be approved. Now, within less than 5 minutes,
Mm.
right, the loan vetting process, right, have already been automated using AI because it's all about data.
Yeah.
Using looking at your historic data to see the patterns of those that will default, those that will not default.
Default.
At the end, you'll not be able to reduce that time, right? So if before in a month you were able to give out just 5 notes because of your boring old fashioned process,
Yeah.
with AI you can give out 1,000 loans in a minute
Mm.
because so customers and potential customers will just go online, click, check, fill the form,
Exactly.
with the likes, combining the likes of BVN data,
Mm-hmm.
NIN data,
Yeah.
with this security bureau data, and then just make decision instantly because that's what that person would have done before.
Exactly.
By the time they bring the form to the person will now
Hmm.
sit down, read through, at the end, okay, now take that human decision. So
Yeah.
fit all those things in, use AI to improve the loan disbursement process, also increase your number of what's it called customers coming to request, and you make more money.
Hmm.
So if before you process only five in a month,
Hmm.
and out of that five, what you make is 100,000 naira, then multiply that by 1,000 requests within minutes.
Hmm.
Are you seeing how the loan system, I mean, how AI has helped to change that loan system processes? Do you
Hmm.
get my point?
Yes, sir.
So I just use this example to just to paint a picture
Yeah.
around why the fear. The fear will be there, but
Hmm.
if you are open to learning, that's why they say continuous learning, right? You have to drop that old ways and just unlearn, learn the new ways, and embrace it and be the champion, be the one pushing for it. Then your job will be there for you.
Hmm.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
that's my response to that.
Wow. That's a very good one.
Mm.
I mean, because when it comes to staying on the current trend, I mean, you don't have any choice than to
You don't have,
put yourself in that position to learn.
yeah,
I
you don't
mean,
have an option.
learn and stay with the current trend and
Mm.
use what is happening to augment your work, in your workplace.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm thinking of when it comes to better decision making, right?
Mm.
So especially for business leaders,
Mm. Yeah.
right? How do you think AI is actually enabling decision making for business leaders?
Mm.
You know, maybe through data analysis or predictive insight or something. I mean,
Yeah. So to respond to this,
yeah.
you say data is the bedrock for anything in AI. AI is
Hmm.
just at the top here, but the
Yeah.
foundation is
Is
data.
is data.
Without data, you cannot have any meaningful
Hmm.
AI, right? So for business to take good decisions with data, it means that at first, there must be AI strategy.
Yeah. AI strategy.
You
Hmm.
know, a lot of people jump into that world of AI. They start doing things, they just mess everything up, and end up getting frustrated. So the number one thing is that there must be this AI strategy,
Hmm.
right? Meaning there
Hmm.
must be somebody in the organization that should lead the AI strategy
Hmm.
that will help ensure that there is what we call AI literacy from the top to the bottom. That
AI
is
literacy.
from the
That's the word.
executives
Yeah.
down to the lowest person in the organization.
Hmm.
So that literacy must be there because with that there is something we call being led by data.
Hmm.
Once that happens, it means that the organization have taken a decision to say, okay, fine, we want to be led by
By
data,
data.
right? And if you are willing to be led by data, it then means that you want to be taking better decisions, not
Decisions.
as the spirit directs. Do you understand?
Not as the spirit leads.
Yeah, not as the spirit directs because this is not a spiritual matter
And it's
now.
not based on
Not
assumptions.
based on assumptions.
Wow.
You understand? So the data speaks. Do you
Nice.
understand? So the thing again is this, data has always been there. Lying fallow. Nobody
Hmm.
was doing anything with it.
Utilizing it,
Exactly because
extracting the opportunities there.
exactly. So now there are tools to help make things easier for us because nobody's going to be writing 100 million, I mean, million lines of codes,
Hmm.
right? To to come up with any insightful thing. So with the tools like Power BI
Power
and the rest
BI.
of them,
Yeah.
that can then be used to harvest data and make quick decisions. So it cut across any industry. If you are in let's say a manufacturing firm now, you can look through the data to know which one of your what's it called equipment will,
Hmm.
I mean will soon crash. You
Yeah.
see, the patterns, because they are logged somewhere. So in the banking sector, too, same thing. You want to do market store. You
Hmm.
look through the demography of your customers
Yeah.
and as well as their transactions. Like we find where if I want to bring in Davido, where do you have more youth, like more younger
Hmm.
people,
Yeah.
you know? With that, a decision will be taken to say, oh, it's not me to go and spend this what's it called, that VAT or this PR
Yeah. PR.
in so place where
Yes.
we will attract, So, for example, should I, if the data shows that okay, fine, most of my guys are in university, I mean, who should I take there? Well, should they be taking Shegu? Who nobody knows in the entertainment
Exactly.
industry? You get my point. So I don't try to pay
Yes.
that nobody. So
Yes.
that is how uh, is being used to drive good decision making.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice. Okay, so I think we also need to consider the ethics around data, which is, I mean, one thing that a lot of people are not really paying attention to, because I feel there can also be an abuse of data.
yeah,
I mean, abuse of some of these um new emerging technologies,
yeah,
right? So when it comes to ethical consideration, I mean, businesses should keep in mind using AI for decision making. What are the considerations that we need to focus on right now?
yeah.
Ethical considerations.
Yes, thanks for this question. You see, this is where I I actually, I like coming in very well to advise
Hmm.
in the sense
Because
that,
I know you wrote a book on ethical
yeah, yeah,
considerations.
yes, yes, yes. I have one of my books here. So you see, a lot of people get carried away
Hmm.
uh, because of the AI boss words.
Yeah.
They get carried away. They've done all the beautiful things that they put in place. I mean, they put together,
Hmm.
and at the end, they get their hands burnt
Hmm.
by going through different legal battles.
Legal battles.
Do you
Hmm.
understand my point now?
Yeah.
So one of the ethical considerations that will always advise is what's it called? Ensuring you are getting what's it called? What's it called? Users' consent
Hmm.
before you
User consent.
make use of your data for whatever brilliant thing you want to do.
Hmm.
Right? There are a whole lot of what's it called regulators today, right? Ensure that you follow what your regulators are saying
Hmm.
and keep it simple. Get consent from customers. Even if you use the data before, quickly put up something about consent to them. Let them consent so that when they start taking you to court, you'll be able to bring that out to say, okay, fine, you gave this consent,
Yes.
right? So that you avoid what happened to Cambridge Analytica.
Hmm.
Cambridge Analytica in 2018, where what's it called? Facebook gave them users' data and then
Hmm.
used it to go and do something meaningful. It was cool.
Something meaningful.
But at the end, it became what's it called? A tussle, right? And end up creating embarrassment and trust issues for Facebook users. Like,
Hmm.
oh, so they sold my data to Cambridge Analytica without my consent. So that's
Yes.
one. Then two, um, ensuring that there is accountability and transparency. So if you are
Transparency.
collecting my data, you must let me know what you want to do with my data.
Exactly. Exactly.
You get my point? And again, as an organization, when I'm building this AI product, right? I'm building this AI product, I should I should take into cognizance of the biases that might come around this in the sense
True.
that
True.
there's some models because it was trained with
Hmm.
certain kind of data that is skewed towards one direction. Let me explain.
Yes.
In 2018, Amazon, I think they shut down their AI hiring tool that they had.
Hmm.
And that tool, what it does is that the tool was trained with data that has more of the male folks, more male gender.
Made you
Do you
understand.
get my point? Now
Hmm.
for job opportunities in IT,
Wow.
you know. And of course, if you look at it statistically, then most women were not there.
Hmm.
But now we have more women participating,
Yeah. In
like this,
technology.
in technology, like gender equality and balance.
Yes.
If a lady submits her CV through that same tool, the AI tool will downplay it
Hmm.
because the knowledge it has, right, is a knowledge that shows that, okay, fine, no, I am biased towards one direction,
Exactly.
more of the male folks. So
Hmm.
when they look through and at the end of it, you just downplay one of the what's you call the female folks, and of course, you know what you translate to, this in the foreign countries now. So they have to shut
Exactly.
it down to create that equality and
Balance.
create the balance.
Yeah.
So you need to be what's it called? You need to be uh, conscious of your decisions
Yeah.
when you are creating your AI product architecture. You must be sure that this data
It's
is
not
is not
biased.
biased at all,
Yeah.
and you've dealt with it. Even if
Hmm.
it is, you need to go and get data to augment it, make sure it's well balanced before you put it out there
Hmm.
for use. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So then you will not be rest assured because
Hmm.
check, you don't want to know what the cost is. So if you have like 5 million customers and they say for every infraction 2 million naira, and you have
Wow.
like let's say 200 infraction, but by that you know how much you will lose as an organization.
Hmm.
Do you get my point now?
Yeah.
So all those things they are all put there to deter organizations from falling into that
Wow.
issues.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I will just maybe just ask these other questions. I
Okay.
mean, I'm just looking at this AI, this whole AI thing, right? In terms of productivity and business operations.
Yeah.
So in the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see AI taking productivity to in
Okay.
5 to 10 years now?
Yeah. 5 to 10 years. I'll break them into. I'll break them into segments.
Okay.
First, let me talk about software engineers.
Oh, okay.
So I see an AI coach generator,
Hmm.
right? That will be 99.9% accurate.
Wow.
Where when the business submits their long business requirements,
Hmm.
right, the engineer or software engineer or developer will just right click and copy the entire thing, right, and drop it into the AI coach generator
Hmm.
like a prompt. Say, okay, fine, build me, generate maybe Flutter mobile app code for a banking app. Just express yourself
Hmm.
and allow the generator to generate the code.
Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying? The AI generator will, from just like you have in ChatGPT,
Yeah.
look through all this, what's it called, knowledge base,
Yeah.
and generate all the codes there for you. Even set the pipelines for you
Pipelines.
to set for your test, to test flight, for your test to Android, everything ready, inclusive of the backend code.
Wow.
I see that happening because today, if you quickly check, if you quickly check uh, from ChatGPT alone, if
Yeah.
you ask to generate certain code, you generate the code for you,
Hmm.
even though it might not be accurate, right? My boy.
Yeah.
So from the way we have this research happening now, or AI in AI, you see that quickly things are transforming, and I
Hmm.
believe that when we get to that 10 years
Hmm.
time or 5 to 10 years
Interesting.
time, you see all these things happening.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. This is actually interesting. I mean, I can't wait for that 5 to 10 years. I mean, it is a lot of stress and all of that. Having to use AI as a tool you know to ease your workflow and all of that. So that's interesting. I mean, um, all of the experiences you've shared has actually enlightened us. I mean, about um, what to expect, in the coming years,
Yeah.
right? And then things that we can actually leverage on when it comes to using AI for work productivity,
Mm-hmm.
and then working smarter
Yeah.
as an employee, right, of a
Yeah.
company and all of that. So yeah. So, but before we go, I mean, I saw you have two books that you've written before. You wrote two books, and I know all of these two books centered around AI. Can you tell us something around that, sir?
Yes, I actually have three books out
Oh,
there.
okay.
I mean, but that's what you know about it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had three. Um, I was I was inspired to simplify this so-called AI thing, so that everybody can actually get a hands-on book that will just take you straight to the point.
Hmm.
Right. So I started by the ethics and governance.
Okay.
Right. I have the book. I brought it here. I don't even know I didn't bring it. I brought it here. I will
Okay.
drop it here before I leave.
Okay.
The one on governance, so that if you are coming into the world of AI, whether it's machine learning engineer you want to be, whatever you want to
Hmm.
be within the AI space,
Yeah.
know that there are governance, and the book also contains the penalties,
Hmm.
so collect the penalties that have already been paid by top organizations that we know, the likes of
Wow.
Facebook. There are so many of them there. I mean, it's in the book there that has to do with data privacy,
Yeah.
right? Then the other one is on curbing fraud, right? Curbing fraud.
Curbing fraud. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually wrote that one specifically for those in fintechs and banks.
Hmm.
Being that machine learning models, they are just more of statistical models.
Yeah.
Those that study statistics, right? They know that all this, whatever the model is doing, is what you would do in statistics, but
Hmm.
it has already been wrapped already for us to just work with.
Hmm.
You pass data into it, it's able to give you feedback. With that feedback, you now take action. I tell people that, see, machine learning models, right? They are not angels. They're not from heaven,
Hmm.
right? is garbage in, garbage out. If you feed it with nonsense data, it give you nonsense response.
Mm.
Whatever you do with the output is your business, not the machine learning model.
True.
So the book was addressing, I mean, sorry, trying to help people to, what's it called, uh, create a project. Because
Okay.
a project-led book.
Okay.
But
Nice.
from the beginning, it introduces you into payment system.
Oh.
Right, from there into the world of banking, so you understand how banking works
Yeah.
and how the current payment ecosystem works in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because the same architecture is what you see outside the country.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's how I position that book called Carbon Fraud, right?
Nice.
It comes with the sample codes as well. They're all
Okay.
there,
Oh.
even
So someone
introductory.
can practice it, leverage
Yeah,
on some of
yeah,
those codes.
yeah. In fact, I started with Python, just a quick overview around Python, so that
Okay.
just get your way around it before I dive into the proper machine learning project itself.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I also have the books in Amazon and Seller, that there.
Okay.
Then the third one that I wrote down last year called Applied Machine Learning.
Okay.
Right. So that one, I took my time to break down all the machine learning models
Mm.
and how to apply each and every one of them in your respective business.
Wow.
So the example I use here, you can use it in any other industry, right?
Mm.
So you see my own trajectory, aside from the ethics
Ethics.
into the how to use it to cut fraud in the financial sector, now
Yeah.
into applied machine learning, where you can now apply it in every what sector. So
Wow.
that's the
I mean,
see that I have.
someone that wants to go into fintech, I mean, I think that book would be a good one
Yeah.
to start with. I mean, know the
Yes.
ethics, understand those.
And even for research purposes too, for those that want to carry out research, the book can put you through, because I know the comments I've gotten from even those outside the country, they're talking about oh, so this is how payment system works. Some people never
Mm.
understand payment system.
Wow.
You bring out from bank A to bank B, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was to expose where the fraud possibility could be.
Could be.
Do you get my point now?
Yeah.
So how and also how you can now use data to now solve that problem, to create a decision making system that is automated. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
That's
it's an interesting book. Yeah,
that's
those in
interesting.
fintech
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and those in
people
schools
should
too.
look at that if you
Yeah,
want to go into that space. I mean, it's a book you should get.
yeah.
All right. So I mean, we've come to the end of this session.
Oh,
I mean, it's a wonderful time
great.
having to chat with you, and I mean, and the viewers also. I mean, they will have gained a lot of insight into the world of AI,
Sure.
and what they can do with AI,
Yeah,
and um, what they should expect, in the coming years,
sure.
because there's AI revolution now.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been, even of recent, some of these top AI companies, they're having battles against the kind of
DeepSeek and
exactly,
ChatGPT.
exactly, what is happening and all of that. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
good that people have this information,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that you know where to go,
Sure,
how to leverage it.
sure.
So,
Yeah,
thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your time.
sure.
Thank you, sir,
Glad to be
for
here.
coming around.
Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you. We appreciate, sir.
sure.